Hi, I'm Bob Trask. This, my friends, is our weekly reset. Today we're going to talk about creativity. We're not going no, we're not going to talk about creativity. That's kind of lame. We're going to talk about me as a creator. I am a creator. And we're going to talk about you as a creator. You are a creator. No, why should you care? Why should I care? The fact of it is that we better care, because the only reason we're on this planet at this time in these bodies is because we're creators. And what are we here to do? We're here to create. Create what? See, that's the thing, is that if I ask that question, like create what? Like what shall I create? Then I'm already lost. Because I don't know what I'm supposed to create. That's up here. What shall I create? Let me figure it out. That's not creativity. That's contemplation. That's conjugation. Creativity is the free-flowing expression of the great spirit of all universes in all places at all times through you, as the incarnation of that greatness. That's creativity. Now, you and I came on this planet, some years ago, and we came out of Holy Spirit, Great Spirit, consciousness, unlimited, eternal mind, whatever we want to call that. It's just there isn't any name for it. And so we can give it a name. We can call it anything we want, but it's much bigger than names, and it's much bigger than our little our little vocabularies. It's huge, isn't it? It's well, the only name that we could call it is, because there's nothing that is not. Everything is. And everything is alive, and everything has purpose, and everything has meaning, and everything fits together, and everything flows together. Like all of the great colors of a tapestry, they all flow together. All things in all times, in all places, all flow together. And that's mind, that's creative, that's intelligence. That's the creation. And the universe, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call that, great, magnificent thing that I sometimes call, and I think more accurately, consciousness. That consciousness is you. It's not only in you, it is you. Right now, no matter what's going on, you're thinking thoughts, you're conjugating ideas, you're listening to me, and you're judging what I'm saying according to something in your past. But what's really going on is much, much bigger than your mind or your thoughts, much bigger than your brain. It's consciousness, and that's who you are. And as consciousness, you're here in this incarnation to create, because that's what consciousness does. That's what consciousness is creation. And it's not an obligation. It's an opportunity. The opportunity to create, the opportunity to find pure joy, the idea to find bliss, the idea to find ecstasy in this lifetime only can happen through creation. Only can happen through creation. Oh, you might find moments through sexual satisfaction, or through reading really great dark chocolate, or through watching something really fun. You might find, or listening to great music, you might find moments of bliss, moments of ecstasy. But I'm talking about living in that bliss, living in that ecstasy. And that happens if we're creators, and acknowledge that we're creators and spend our lives creating. So we have to start off by acknowledging that creative genius lives right now inside every one of us. We're humans, and so we're natural creators. That's what humans are. We're creators first and foremost, and everything else is second. Joni Mitchell sang that great song in which she quoted, "We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden." What's she singing about? Just this: we came here to create, each one of us, our own garden. And when we do that, then there's only one garden. So I'm planting petunias and you're planting violets. And boy, do they come together nicely. But we can't ignore each other. We've got to know that we're all here to do what we're individually here to do, create. That's our purpose, and that's what gives our life meaning. Sophia Loren. Now, some of you younger people that are watching probably say, "Who's Sophia Loren?" Sophia Loren is older now, but she is, oh, magnificent, gorgeous woman who was a fantastic actress and also a great mind and a great inspiration. And she said, "There's a fountain of youth. There is a fountain of youth. It is your mind and your talents and the creativity you bring to your life and to the lives of those you love. And when you learn to tap this source, you will truly have defeated age." Boy, I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm one of these youngsters now in an older age, but still young because I've defeated age. How? By being the joy of creativity. And how did we get out of being creative? I mean, if we came into this planet to be creative beings, then why haven't we always been creative beings? How come we got sidelined? Well, some of us grew up in these well cared for situations where our moms were well read and instilled confidences in us, and some others of us grew up in homes of animosity and hostility, and most of us were somewhere in between. But one thing we all had in common: we were all creators. And we either created or maybe we hid from that genius in order to be accepted. Oh, to be accepted. But we were still creators. And bless those wonderful parents and teachers, bless them, who taught us that approval is the creativity killing drug. Approval. When we seek approval, that means we get addicted to it like a drug. We get addicted to approval. We can't do anything unless somebody approves of it. That's a drug, and it kills our creativity. It just kills it. Casey Musgraves said, "I think if you're everyone's cup of tea, that probably means you're a little bit boring, or you're not pushing yourself." Creativity, Casey said, happens when it's dangerous and scary, when you're not comfortable. Now, I know that there are some of you that are creators. I know there's some of you who are artists. Maybe you're sculptors, maybe you're school teachers, maybe you're knitters, or maybe you're musicians or music makers or music creators, or maybe you're writers. I know that there's a lot of you watching right now that are creators. But are you fully creating? Are you a creator, or are you looking for approval? It takes courage. It takes courage to get out of our safe little boxes. Those little boxes created by the approval of others that became our self-identities. There's an old story about elephants that says that when you're training a baby elephant to stay where you want it to stay, you tie a rope to its leg, and you put maybe a long lead on that rope, and maybe the rope's 50 or 100 feet long, and then you put an iron stake in the ground, and you stake that rope that you tie that rope to the stake, and the baby elephant knows that it can only go as far as the end of that rope, and it goes around in circles, but it knows that that's its limit, and it pulls at first, and that hurts. And then it stops pulling and it surrenders. And then as the elephant gets older, They used the same rope. And now this elephant is giant and it weighs thousands of pounds and it has huge muscles. It can turn a car over with its tusks in it. It's just, and it's still fastened to that same small rope. And it's possible that if you took the rope away, it still wouldn't go any further than what the end of that rope was. That's us. We have ropes too. They're the expectations of parents and teachers that kept us in line when we were young, and they still keep us in line because we're still tied to those ropes. We still need someone's approval. And we need our own approval. Boy, what if I do this? And oh man, what if I do this and it doesn't turn out real well? Well, in fact, what if it's a mess? What if it's embarrassing? Oh man, I better not do that. So then we don't go forward. And then the room you're in, lit um, by an incandescent light, you'd be in the dark because Thomas Edison wouldn't have created the electric light because he wouldn't have been willing to fail 10,000 times because it would have been embarrassing. So one of those ropes has to do with our creativity, whether we each believe we're creative or not. Creative people use imagination and intuition in every operation of their lives. Whereas those of us who see ourselves as not creative, then we tend to lean more toward analytical stuff and toward thinking stuff, logic, because that's our safety net. But analytics and logic and math and science and all of that is there as a great volume of study to support us individually in being who we are, which is creators. My dears, you are creators. That's who you are. And if you're not doing that, you already know. I don't have to tell you. You already know your life is not totally fulfilled, and it can never be fulfilled until you be you. And be you means to be a creator. And the brain, that magnificent organ, the brain, the most maybe magnificent organ in all universes, in all space, in all times, that brain is a servant. The magnificent as it is, it's here to serve you as a creator. And that brain got structured by teaching and learning and all of that stuff, and it learned to be a certain way. But you know what? It can change. This hand, I can't change that hand. That hand's the way it is. This hand, I can't tune this. It got broken when I was young, and it can only turn this far. It can't turn any farther than that. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. But the brain's still malleable. The brain still can be changed. The brain's not fixed like this hand. The brain's amazing ability is that it can change its own structure. Like this hand could change itself, the brain can change itself. It can form new neural connections, new neural pathways, and reorganize itself physically throughout life, enabling it to continue to expand, to learn, to see new realities, to see new possibilities, to adapt, even to recover from damage. And I'm talking about your brain in your head. It's your servant, and it's changeable, and it's there to change. It's supposed to be changing because it's supposed to be growing and serving you better and better as you grow. It needs to change and grow so that it can serve you better. But making those brain changes requires letting go of old ideas and embracing new possibilities. I talked about the universe, this incredible realm that we live in. this realm of eternity, of which we're just in this one little lifetime, but we have unbelievable, unlimited number of lifetimes, all going on in multiple different arenas, all at the same time. And all of that is festooned with possibility. And there's nothing that isn't possible. There's nothing that isn't possible. And you just have to be willing to imagine it, to get outside of the box and imagine it. And that takes courage. Takes courage. Because we've learned who we are and we've identified ourselves as who we are. And I'm asking you today to consider not being who you think you are. I'm considering not being who I think I am. Then who am I? Then who are you? I don't know. You don't know. Well, then let's stop being and start becoming. And it's going to take courage. Henri Matisse, the amazing French painter, said creativity takes courage. And he would know that because his paintings were very unusual. Very unusual. There was no one else ever in history before him or up until now that painted like his. You might see his paintings as being weird, and he would agree it's weird, but then that's who he was. And incidentally, you could never, ever, ever in any lifetime paint like Henri Matisse. He probably was called Henri in French, but Henri Matisse. You can never paint like him. But here's the other side of that. He will never be able to paint like you because there's only one you. So how do we get that Matisse courage? It doesn't just appear. Fears aren't just something you can think away. They have to be replaced. This fear has to be replaced by something that's stronger. And that stronger thing comes in and displaces the fear. And the fear goes away. That fear that lives inside of you right now, it goes away. It goes away. If it's replaced by something stronger, and that something stronger is what you dream of, that don't dare follow. It's what you dream of that you haven't yet dared follow. It's lying in wait just on the other side of your fear, just on the other side of your self-doubt. That's the place where our joy and fulfillment lives. In that place just beyond self-doubt. Self-doubt. Sylvia Plath, magnificent Sylvia Plath, reminds us here that the worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt. So stop doubting yourself. And I'll do that today too. I give you that. My deal with you, I'll stop doubting myself. You stop doubting yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some training, but let's get on that path. In my book, Romancing the Soul, I talked, and by the book, Romancing the Soul, powerful book, change your life, as it's changed many, many thousands of other lives around the world. There's a story right in the early part of that book about a guy named Leon Ames. I was an emergency guy working in ambulances, and I was taking Leon Ames to the hospital, and I was sitting next to him on the gurney, and Leon was dying, and he knew it, and he didn't mind dying. But his terror and his fear was that he hadn't done what he came here to do. He suddenly realized that he had this dream his whole life of creating a boat. He saw the design of this boat. He saw the hull structure. He saw the fabric of the boat on the outside, how it was constructed so that it would go through water faster than any other boat. He knew that. He knew it. It was inside of him. And now he was not going to be able to build his boat, and he was going to leave this planet, leave this lifetime, having not fulfilled his dream, having not fulfilled what he came here to do. Thank you, Leon. You changed my life, because when I went back out and sat in the ambulance, I sat there and looked at my life and I said, I'm not doing what I came here to do either. And my friends, right now, you're seeing Bob Trask doing what he came here to do. I'm being here in service to you by creating. Leon was unwilling to follow his curiosity and see where it would lead him. What would that boat look like now? What materials would be required? How much faster and smoother would that hole flow through the water? We don't know. We'll never know because Leon didn't allow himself that curiosity because he was afraid it would lead his life out of his comfort zone, my comfort zone, your comfort zone, these boxes that we're in, these traps, comfort zones. We don't dare be uncomfortable. We don't dare risk making a mistake that somebody might disapprove of us because we need to have others' approval. And that their approval locks us in our boxes. It keeps us tied to our ropes. But we need to be kids again. We need to be children, trying things adults won't try. We need to stop judging ourselves and be weird. Let's be weird. Like Henry Matisse, let's be weird. Let's let our weirdness be creative freedom. We need to spend more time thinking about getting out of the box and less time thinking about how to protect the box. More time creating, and less time thinking at all. Ray Bradbury, one of my favorite authors. If you haven't read Ray Bradbury, buy a book of Bradbury. You're going to be delighted. It's going to be so much fun. Ray Bradbury said, don't think. Thinking is the enemy of creativity. It's self-conscious. And anything self-conscious is lousy. You can't try to do things. You simply must do things. Thank you, Ray. I'm hearing you. And you, my friend, are you hearing Ray today? We can stop thinking about it and do it. You can plan and plan and plan and plan, and after a while, it's over. Like you can plan the party, and you can plan how to make the cake, and you can plan the punch, and you can plan the invitation list, and you can plan it, and then the day comes and goes, and it still was just a plan. Don't plan it, just do it. Just let it flow through you. Just reach back and say, Holy Spirit, great consciousness, flow through me, and just let's do this together. I'm gonna turn the music on and I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna turn the music on, and I don't have any idea what dance I'm gonna do. I don't care. It'll be what it is when it is. Let's today be aware that consciousness is creating mountains. That's consciousness. It's creating streams. That's consciousness. That's the great consciousness. It's creating deserts and oceans, and it's living inside of you, and it's living inside of me. Consciousness, the creative power of all is living inside of you and me right now, and it's giving us the freedom to create new lives. New lives. Your life, no matter how great it is a little bit disappointing because it hasn't yet been fulfilled. Let's go fulfill it. Consciousness is a gift that cries out to be expressed. And when it's expressed, it's going to be a masterpiece. And it may be art, and it may be sculpture, and it may be a cake, and it may be, but it will be a masterpiece of you in this world, and a masterpiece of me in this world. We got one chance here, my bud. One chance. God, I don't know. I mean, I spent a whole lot of my life waiting to find out what I was supposed to do and trying all these different things. Like, those of you who know me know that I've got an incredible history. I mean, I've got like 35 different occupations. I've just, I, trying this out, trying that out. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll be a famous singer. No, I'll be a famous actor. No, I'll be a comedian. No, I'll be a scuba diving instructor. No, I'll be a sea captain. No, I'll be a wilderness guide. No, I'll be an ambulance driver and attendant. No, I'll be an author. Yeah, on and on and on and on and on and on. Well, and God bless that path, because each one of those that I attempted gave me the education that I needed to do what I'm doing now. And all the things that you've done, they gave you the education to do what you are here to do. But don't get stuck in them. Don't get stuck in them. If it's the least bit dissatisfying, that means you've already run the course on that. Get rid of it now and move on. Move on. I love trees. I just love trees. Trees are my teachers. I think maybe I am a tree. Here's what trees do from the time they're this big until they're 200 feet tall, until they're like the myrtle trees, thousands of years old. Here's what they do. They reach for the light. That's all they do. They just reach for the light. And in the doing of that, in the doingness of that, they twist and turn, and they have these marvelous convoluted branches and maybe leaves of multiple colors, and they reach in different ways. And underneath the ground, the roots spread out, and they're connected by a wonderful fungus to other tree roots. And then through that, these trees communicate with each other. They become family. And they all reach together, and each one of them uniquely, individually, is reaching for the light. We're all connected to each other, just like those tree roots. We're all connected to each other, but we're unique individuals, and we support each other to be who we are. We don't support each other to be who we expect each other to be. We support each other in being who we came here to be. And these trees individually, uniquely reach for the light. They reach, reach, reach. Do they ever reach the light? No, they never do. And you never will either. We will never reach the light. Ever, ever. It calls us and moves beyond. It's like a rainbow. It calls us and moves beyond. But here's the magic. Here's the magic. When you reach for the light, really, truly reach for the light, give up all the boxes, give up all the ropes, give up all the chains, give up all the self-identities, give up all the needs for approval, give up all of that, and dare be you. Just let the creativity flow through you and do something. Do something. Write a letter, draw a line in the sand, do something. Do something. When you dare do that, when you dare do that, then the magic in the world happens. And you become magic. And you do something that changes my life. Because as you reach for the light, and you never, ever, ever will be reaching, never, ever reach the light, you become the light. The tree has become the light. That's why they're so stately. That's why they're so impressive, because they are the light. And you reaching for the light, expand, 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 expand into the light, into imagination, into the magnificence of the universe, unto the great garden. Albert Einstein, we think of him as this incredible intellectual mind, this genius, this powerful scientist with this great mind and great intellect. Here's what he said: creativity is intelligence having fun. Not intelligence getting up and going to the work. Got to go to work today and got to do this job. I don't like it. It's tough on me. Damn kids, they don't appreciate what I'm doing for them, but I've got to do this job. That's he said creativity is intelligence, having fun. If you're not having fun, you're not in the right job. Albert, thank you for that. You also emphasized the importance of imagination when you said imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Albert Einstein is saying that. Are you and I really willing to hear this and to make our lives change now? Imagination, imagination, imagination. Dare to imagine. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagine something and then dare to follow it. Albert said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Thank you, Albert Einstein. Boy, we're hearing you here today. And I know you're here. I know you haven't gone anywhere. You're in a different incarnation, but you're still hearing us. And C.S. Lewis, another great mind, said this, and I'm going to leave us with this today. C.S. Lewis said, "You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. And let me say another thing. Thank you, C.S. Lewis. You're never too young to set a goal and to dream a new dream. Don't let anyone put you in a box. Don't let your need for someone else's approval stop you from being who you came here to be. Let's go this week and do something new. Dare to do something new. Dare to do something weird. Dare to be weird. Dare to change. Dare to not be who you were today or yesterday. Dare to be new tomorrow and new again the next day and new again the next day. So that you're constantly like the tree, reaching for the light. And as you do that, putting on new branches and being in contribution to the world. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you. I do appreciate you being here. My work wouldn't be worth a darn if it wasn't for you to be with me and flowing with me and growing with me. Would you stop by my website, bobtrask.com, and leave a donation so I can keep expanding this work in the world? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, next week, it's going to be a new talk, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you here. Meanwhile, go be happy. Bye.